We'll call the regular village board meeting to order. Everyone rise to say the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, please call the roll.
Ms. Margraf. Here. Mr. Jones.
Here.
Mr. March.
Here.
Mr. Ham.
Here.
Mr. Bowden. Here. Mr. Heck.
Here.
The approval or corrections to the minutes of the January 22nd, 2018 regular village board meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes that are in your packets? If not, a motion to accept is written.
So moved. Second.
Motion by trustee March, seconded by trustee Jones to accept the minutes.
Mr. March.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Ms. Margraf. Yes. Mr. Hack.
Yes.
Mr. Bowden.
Yes.
Mr. Ham.
Present.
Accounts payable and payroll pay period ending 1/27/18, the amount of $45,595.56. Accounts payable, general fund, $64,956.31. Motor fuel tax fund, $250. Water and sewer fund, $38,283.84, giving a total of all funds $122,565.15. Are there any questions on any of the bills or the payroll?
Thompson will be approved later.
Outsons would be approved later, correct. That's on the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Hack, seconded by trustee Bowden to pay the bills and the payroll.
Heck.
Yes.
Bowden.
Yes.
Ham.
Yes.
March.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Margraf.
Yes.
Public comment and or questions on any non-agenda item? None, okay. Reports of committees, no police chief's report tonight, and no engineer's report tonight. Troy is...
There was one real quick.
One real quick thing?
Sorry, I lost it.
I'm sorry. Troy is out injured this evening. so-
Will County DOT said the guardrail repair on Wilmington Road is their responsibility, and they are putting out a countywide contract for repairs in February and March, and this location is on the list. So everybody brought up a date on that. And in the Rathje Road extra funding, he's gonna update us on the next meeting with that. And the Rathje lift station generator fire pay is on the agenda, so, okay? That's from, he had a minor surgery this afternoon, so he's fine, but he was not able to make it.
Okay, no old business, we move on to new business. Item A, special event, Peotone Car Club has submitted applications for the 31st annual car show. And we have Todd Sandberg here.
That'll be on July 28th. We had over 200 cars last year for the event downtown. Just looking to do our usual thing that we've done the past 31 years.
And we're looking at, what, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yep.
And we're request to close Main Street from Railroad to First, 2nd Street from Main to Crawford, and North Street from Railroad to First.
Motion. Second.
So this would be the special event permit application for Peotone Car Club. Motion by trustee Bowden, seconded by trustee March.
Bowden.
Yes.
March.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Margraf.
Yes.
Ham.
Yes.
And Hack.
Yes.
And then we also have a one-day liquor license request for the same date for the car show. This is basically
Open alcohol.
open alcohol,
And the street.
which is we've done on prior years, and those set parameters, everything in plastic or cans, no bottles
Correct.
allowed. And this is for the one-day liquor license application.
And that's just for the area.
Just for that area of the streets closed, correct, during those times.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Jones, seconded by trustee Ham.
Jones.
Yes.
Ham.
Yes.
Bowden.
Yes.
Hack.
Yes.
March.
Yes.
Margraf.
Yes.
And then we also have a one-day amplifier permit for the same date, same times, same location.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Ham, seconded by trustee Hack to approve the amplifier permit for Peotone Car Club.
What is the amplifier? I'm sorry.
Amplifier is
The speakers?
speakers.
Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure.
Exactly. Yep.
That isn't car term. I didn't
Nope.
know. Okay.
Ham.
Yes.
Hack.
Yes.
Bowden.
Yes.
March.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Margraf.
Yes.
Thank you, Todd. All right, item B, Outson Electric Incorporated request payout Number 2, final in the amount of $19,075 for the work completed on the Ratchy Road Lift Station Generator Project. So in your packets, you have the invoice, and this was the finish of that project,
That's the completion of that project, yes.
which we've talked about previously, and
Final.
final payment. The total was $49,900, less previous payment of $38,25, leaving this balance of $19,075. And the project has been completed and met the engineer's approval.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Hack, seconded by trustee Bowden to pay the final payment to Outson Electric in the amount of $19,075.
Heck.
Yes.
Bowden.
Yes.
Ham.
Yes.
March.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Marevka.
Yes.
Item C, discussion regarding the raffle license application.
Just real simply, Donna actually did an excellent job, came up with a application. It's in your packets. We'd like to use this application going forward for the raffle. And in fact, we've already used it twice because it was more or less passed, and we had raffles that were hanging out there and that were charities, and we didn't want to leave them hanging out there. So, and they're coming up next. So, but if there's no objections, we will use this as the official application and move forward from there.
And it met legal's,
Yes, I looked at
Standards.
it, and I thought you did a good job.
thank you.
Just a question, since it came up on the Legion one, where they said they don't want the bond there. Was that a requirement that we had somebody bond?
Wasn't that-
bonded?
What, we talked about that being a normal requirement,
Right.
but we waived it for them, I think we did.
Yeah, so the ordinance says, and state law says that if all governing members of the organization request a bond waiver, they can, and we can grant it. So it looks like they have added in their application that their governing board is requesting that.
I mean, do we want anything on the application, though, saying who's bonded? Is that any of our business, or does it matter?
I think it really basically comes down to, it's on them at that point in
Right.
time.
I think the
Yeah.
organization gets bonded, to be honest. with you.
Right.
And then the president or the chairman, or
Right.
they're the legal authority responsible.
So, I mean, it doesn't really matter to us. I mean, is that,
It doesn't impact us, it
Right.
impacts them if something would happen to that money for the raffle.
so nobody can come back, the village said you allowed this, how come, right? I mean.
No,
have
because well, they waived the bond, so
Right.
they took the financial responsibility, and we accepted that.
Right, so we want to be aware that they
Right.
have,
Right.
they have said we're going to waive it.
So do we want something on the application saying we know that they've waived?
Well,
it?
we have attached to the application, we have a letter from
Yeah.
them.
Right.
We can add,
I think.
No, I know what you're saying. I
In
know
the
what you're saying.
future, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So where do we cover the bond for organizations that are not waiving it?
In the ordinance.
it's covered in the ordinance. We can add it, we can add it on page 2, Donna, I think right before the double line. I'll show you tomorrow.
The manager of the raffle is required to give a fidelity bond in the sum of the aggregate retail value of the prizes as set out on the application. The bond shall be in favor of the organization, conditioned upon the raffle manager's honesty in the performance of his duties. So it's
So
essentially to make sure he doesn't abscond with the money.
So by filling his name as the president presiding officer, he's signing up for that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't need proof of the bond or anything like that?
Right.
Okay.
I mean, it's certainly something we can ask for, but copy of the bond.
Yeah,
I mean, just maybe saying something, you know, by signing this, you understand that somebody's supposed to have a bond, right? Something like that.
right. Yeah, I think we should
We can add that in.
tweak the application to have
Right,
anything.
because otherwise they can't say, well, we didn't know about it. And village, you're supposed to make us do it, and we didn't do it.
Well, as a rule, I would like to see when we pass out the application, we hand them a copy of the ordinance.
Right.
That's what I
yeah.
did.
And which you do,
Yeah.
which Donna does, so.
Right.
And they also sign the oath at the end says that they've read and understand the ordinance,
okay.
which has the bond requirement.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our fallback.
Perfect.
In any event, we're not on the hook.
No.
That's all I can say.
So do we still?
Well,
want to
we're not
pay
on the
them
hook,
or
and we
not?
want them to make sure that they've covered
No,
themselves.
we're not on the hook because we did our due diligence, and our risk management company will review them anyway, so.
So I guess the question is, do we need anything additional on the application, or does that,
No,
by saying that they've received and understand the ordinance,
I think that,
that
Right,
covers?
we can look at it, I don't know if it necessarily needs to be in there, but if the understanding of the board is that, if we see things that we think should be tweaked with the application, that
Right.
we're able to do it.
And I think the board's in agreement with that.
Okay, so add it or not?
no, right at this point,
At this
no.
point in time, no.
No,
No.
okay.
Guess they'd be paying
Are we good?
Yeah.
We're good? Okay. So then we'll move on to D, raffle license applications. Number 1, Will County Farm Bureau, single raffle, January 27th,
Yeah,
2018. Oh, that was the date that they took the
Yes.
application. So this is for their cash bash, correct?
No, this is what happened already.
Done, yeah.
it happened.
This, we did this at our meeting, and that Saturday, they had this.
Gotcha. This is a different one from the one that I was thinking of.
Right.
This already
Gotcha.
happened.
Okay, gotcha.
And Donna and I got together and we approved that.
Okay. Nope, that's fine.
So we can skip.
Well, we still, I think for formality, we'll accept the raffle application. I was thinking this was where they have a cash bash coming up for tractors for a cure.
That's coming
But I
up.
was putting that in my head. Anyway, never mind, because I had talked to one of the people about that one.
So I,
A motion to approve the Will County Farm Bureau's application, raffle application.
so move.
Second.
Motion by trustee March, seconded by trustee Maravka.
March,
Yes.
Maravka.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Bowden,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
All right, number 2, Peotone American Legion Post 392. This is for 2 to 4 raffles per calendar year, and this would be for the proposed Queen of Hearts raffle, which we have discussed at length, and kind of what has driven the entire application.
I did have a question.
Yes,
They're applying for 2 to 4 raffles per year, but the time date that they put on the application is every Thursday. I'm confused.
well, it goes until it's won. So the raffle, they draw,
So each, until they award a prize,
that's one raffle.
that's one raffle.
Correct.
Got
So
it.
if they go beyond the 4, then they're gonna have to come back and amend their application.
So
Their guess-
there won't be a prize awarded every Thursday.
Right. They're guesstimating that it's going to happen maybe 4 times a year, is
Got it.
what their thought process is. If they go beyond that, then they're gonna have to come back and just go to the 5 or more raffles.
So
So
if they-
basically, they're saving $25 right now. They
Yeah.
may have to come back and pay,
If they get unlucky, and people draw
correct.
the Queen of Clubs or whatever it is.
Queen of
Off
Hearts.
the bat.
Queen of Hearts. I was thinking King of Clubs. There's another one I got, King of Clubs. Yeah, I
I don't know what to call it.
Correct, but that's their
Right.
thought process
Okay.
is they're figuring it's
Yeah.
probably gonna happen maybe
Right.
4 times a year.
Okay.
That answer your question?
Mhm.
Any other discussion? Okay, if not, a motion to approve the application for the Peotone American Legion for the raffle ticket. Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Maravka, seconded by trustee Jones.
Maravka.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
March.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Bowden,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Questions of the press? Correspondence, communications, petitions?
I got 2 things.
Yes, sir.
As you go out of town, down West Street, you make a left turn by the fire station, go about 50 yards. There is a ditch that has been there, and then they fixed the road, but it's worse. It's horrible. You hit that, if you're not ready for it.
We've talked with the county about that. It's the
It's a dip in the road.
dip in the road.
Yeah, it's a hole in the road.
Yeah.
But it needs to be addressed. I've had more people say, what's going on there? Well, I don't know. Is it the county? Is that
That's
us?
county, that's county.
Yeah.
That's county's road.
They actually
We've-
asked us.
Yeah, they came to us, and it has something to do with the fire district had an emergency repair of a water line going into the fire station. So when they repaired the road, you know, this dip happened. Well, when county
It
came
was
back-
there well, they repaired it initially,
initially, but then the county redid the road after that. And
several
it's-
years.
Right, and it still didn't fix
It's worse.
that problem, correct,
It's horrible.
correct. So right now, I believe there's a battle between the county and the fire district. The last I knew, they were going back and forth as to who is responsible for repairing it.
I'd say we fix it, and then when they decide who's in charge, we send them the bill. I mean, it's that bad.
Good luck
But
to
it,
get
but
it
it's,
paid.
yeah, but it's a county road. You know, it's not a village street.
County will
It's a
send you
county
a
road.
note back saying thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
But it's
but
something,
we've recently been in contact with them about that again, so.
you lean on somebody, because it's,
Talk to them about the Joliet Road thing. We talked about that. Is that our road, or is that the one, right, as you come off of Joliet Road, you go straight?
Oh, where the gravel's at.
On Ratchy Road?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's.
Is that the village, or is that the county?
That's township.
Township.
That's township.
Just for like a couple hundred feet.
Right, it's a short
It's
part of,
but
yeah, it's
if you
Peotone,
you
it's
come
Peotone
off of
Township.
that going 50 miles an hour and you hit that.
Right.
it's-
And they did that in preparation for the future
Oh.
project there on Ratchy Road.
Oh, okay. So hopefully that'll be taken care of.
It will be, it will be.
Maybe you should put a sign saying rough road or something until then, I don't know. That's,
the other thing I had was the railroad tracks on Crawford,
Getting worse again.
they're horrible. If you have a back injury or something, I mean, it's,
And if you don't, you will.
yeah, it's not just like a little bumpy.
Right.
I mean, it's
Getting bad.
horrific.
Wilmington Road's not much better.
Yeah. Those crossings don't seem to last very long, because it hasn't been that long since they redid.
Yeah,
That's
they
got
just
some
redid.
soft ground on
Yeah.
there. That's like UP up there, that crossing over there.
But we can contact the railroad and, you know, try to get it put on the list again.
But you
But I think it
know,
was just a couple years ago they redid.
I don't think they did that.
They
I think
did,
they did.
They did
Yeah.
Crawford?
Yeah, they did all-
No,
they
they
did
did.
Main Street, but they didn't do Crawford.
Right.
Okay.
They
For
did
some reason,
Main-
I was thinking they did
And
Crawford too.
Wilmington.
Yeah. But you go through Mantino, that's smooth as silk. And,
But that's a little bit flatter
It's flatter.
too. Yeah.
That's a newer redo too, they just redid that one last year.
but it's not, you know, this used to be perfectly flat. If you go back many, many years ago,
Mhm.
you could stand at the old Ford garage and look straight out to Route 50. And they just keep building it up and building it
Right.
up. And it created a hazardous situation over by the new church and on Main Street. I mean, you cannot see a low car until it's too late.
Right.
And I don't think they're gonna do anything about it, but that needs to be cut down and
That's the railroad.
All we can do is contact them and,
give them what for.
yeah.
I got no problem with
Yeah,
that.
no.
Can I call her return? Him and I get along real well.
Steve,
Yes,
any
sir.
quick updates on the maintenance building? Is the heat's done, the electric work's all done?
Kevin, you wanna address
Any
that?
activity?
Steve and I just sat down with Bob last week,
Yeah, last week.
trying to get the punch list together.
He told me, he goes, I can't find anybody.
Basically, for this budget year, they're out of money. So
Okay.
we're trying to work with Marcy. I know the first budget meeting's March 3rd. It's just little things that has to be done. Right now, he's just basically using it for storage until the offices and the bathroom and everything's done.
But they're gonna start doing some drywall work.
Yeah. Some of the little cheap stuff we're gonna try to get done and out of the way yet.
Okay.
To get the whole thing up and running where we really want it, do you have a projected, just a ballpark cost?
No.
My point being, should we go borrow the money, get it done, and then pay the money back out of the budget or over a time frame? Because how many months has it been?
Yeah, quite a few.
And that was the conversation that, you know, we sat down and had. So they're working on bringing the number together for us, so we can.
And not just to get it where it's up and running, but
Right.
Done.
And one of the other things we're trying to do is get a number from NICOR to get gas, natural gas to that building, because the propane to heat that right now is, it's crazy, yeah.
especially with no insulation.
Correct, correct.
And that's part of what was on the list, so.
I have talked to NICOR, I filled out a form, they wanted, gave them all the information they wanted, I'm just waiting for a number, so.
Because the gas is at the township building, correct?
It's 1,440 feet, is what they told me, that was their measurement, so. And they're just trying to figure out how much they can charge us.
It's expensive.
And I told them their cost of permits are going up immediately, so anything they want to do is fine.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to thank the village and the road guys for keeping the roads clear of all the snow we've had.
That's on my list of things to talk about, yes, absolutely. No, you're
Yeah,
fine,
'cause
no.
we were able to stay open except for Friday.
Right.
And we didn't have any problems getting in.
And I know they appreciate hearing that, too.
They did a great job.
Yeah, they really did. They, as Kevin can attest to, keeping the roads open in towns like this, it's a lot of hours they put in, and they did a real good job. And that was a couple things on my list to remind people, about parking on the street. After 2 inches of snowfall, vehicles cannot be parked on the street until the roads are cleared, and I think the ordinance says 10 hours or 12 hours after the snow stops. But if we have cars parked out there, it makes it really difficult for them to plow curb to curb. And then also, when you're snow blowing, please don't blow your snow back out into a freshly plowed street. That creates a hazard, and just try to blow it into the parkway or back into your yard.
They need to know why, because my husband works at another village
Mhm.
for Public Works, and he drives by and he pushes it all back in. They're like, why do you keep doing that? They need to know that the reason you don't throw it back out in the middle of the road is because it can ice up
Oh, absolutely.
and cause worse conditions later.
Correct.
People just don't understand it.
Because
Just
once you
don't
get
get
that
it.
pile back out there, it freezes,
Right.
causes a hazard.
Right. I don't think people get it. Wait
I know
until they're
people,
done.
you open your driveway and the plow goes by,
Yes.
and you get that, again, you gotta go out and clear it, but it's a two-way street.
Just put it on the sides.
Yes, parkway or yeah, please. Anybody, anything else? I had one other thing, I wanted to ask administrative oversight to, at a meeting sometime in the near future, take a look at the personnel policy manual. It's been several years, since that's been updated, but maybe we can go through it and there's some antiquated stuff in there, and one of the things that I would like us to see to come up, and I don't know if other villages have done it, but some kind of a social media policy, for employees. I think that's something that we're really missing, that we need in there, because I think we've run into some gray areas where, we don't have anything in writing, so if we have a policy, at least we have something
I have some
to look
examples
at.
of other villages' social media.
So I think that'd be
Yeah, we've
something
done a number.
Yeah.
good to add to the personnel policy manual, as well as kind of just looking at it and seeing what else needs to be cleaned up in there.
If anybody needs a copy of the current one, let me know and I'll photocopy a copy, put it in your box.
And just put it in everybody's box,
Everybody's-
please.
okay,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, just put it in everybody's box, and that way everybody's got
Can
it.
we, talk about it at the meeting of the whole?
Sure.
And
Yeah, we
and
can,
then have the
kind of a little direction.
Yeah, and then the AOC meeting where we can, actually make.
That's fine, because at the next committee of the whole meeting, we want to talk about the building.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's going to be on there, and we can put this on that agenda too,
If we have time.
if we have time, yeah.
Okay.
It's not something, we got to do right away, but it's just something I want on everybody's radar
Yeah.
and to kind of take a look at.
Good.
Alright. Just a couple things that I wanted to clear up, just because talking about social media, you hear things, you read things, and I think there's some misinformation and misconceptions kind of out in the public. The Mexican restaurant here in town, they recently closed, which I was very sad to see, but the big scuttlebutt is that the village board would not give them a liquor license, and that's the reason they closed. Just want to make it clear that they never applied for a liquor license when that business changed hands the last time. The previous owner had a liquor license, the new owner did not want one, never applied for one, so therefore they were never denied a liquor license.
They did keep taking out the paperwork. They
Right,
just
but they
brought it
never
back.
brought it back, they never applied. They looked, and my understanding is, they looked at insurance, they looked at, all of that and just deemed that it wasn't worth going through the process. Just making that clear. Wanted to make also clear that the owners of the Second Street building never applied for a liquor license, never made an application to go back into planning and zoning, as we explained to them that they had to do if they wanted to open a business there, because all of the zoning The special use was lost when that previous owner passed away. That liquor license went away, that special use went away, and they have to go through that process to do that. They came, they talked to us a little bit, but they never went any further than that. So they were never denied anything. Just two little things that I just wanted to try to clear up.
I believe that building's for sale again, isn't it?
It is, yes, it is. You're welcome. Anybody else have any?
Great TIF project.
Yep. Okay, nothing else? I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Maravka, seconded by trustee Ham to adjourn the meeting.
Maravka?
Yes.
Ham?
Yes.
Bowden?
Yes.
Katz? Jones?
Yes.
And March?
Meeting is adjourned.